President Trump and members of Congress, my name is Stephen Gardner. I am writing you today as a concerned citizen of the United States of America. Near the end of March, you imposed a nationwide lockdown that was supposed to last 14 days. You gave 160 million Americans stimulus checks to cover a couple of weeks of bills. This money was supposed to last a few weeks, yet you've asked many of us to stretch it over 4 months. Over 10 million Americans have still not received this life-sustaining money. Knowing what you know now, I am sure you would have done the CARES Act differently. I am sure you would have allocated money differently. To some you gave too much, and to others you gave too little. While I don't believe it is the government's job to solve every American's financial issues, your lockdown caused many of the financial issues we now face. Prior to the lockdown, over 50% of the country lived paycheck to paycheck. Prior to the lockdown, close to 60% of Americans could not afford a $500 emergency. Prior to the lockdown, 5 million mortgages owned by homeowners and landlords were not in forbearance. We now face a coming wave of evictions and lost homes. The people being kicked out of these homes and apartments in many cases have children with them. Do you know how hard it is to be strong for your children when your world is crumbling? I do, and I can tell you that the pressure is almost unbearable. Do you think these people are better off or worse off now? Senator Mitch McConnell has made mention of people making $40,000 or less being hit the hardest. I don't disagree with this. However, to lower the income caps set by the CARES Act would be disastrous for the middle class. To lower the income cap to $40,000 would be a huge mistake. The economic damage has affected all people at all income levels, especially those that make $75,000 or less. There was a reason you chose $75,000 for singles and $150,000 for married couples. That reason still stands, and many that fall into this income category continue to be in need of financial assistance. Recently, 156 economists wrote an open letter stating that direct cash payments are an essential tool that will boost the economy, drive consumer spending, hasten the recovery, and promote certainty at all levels of government and the economy. Senator Mitch McConnell said the American people need one last boost to reopen the economy. However, to assume that only those that make $40,000 or less a year are the only group that need a boost is to be naive. By lowering the income cap to $40,000 a year, you run the risk of doing irreparable damage to those that make just a little more. By lowering the income cap to $40,000, you would be explicitly demonstrating that you are actively ignoring the counsel of Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell and many other top economists. Jerome Powell has practically begged Congress to offer more stimulus to the people. The Federal Reserve has acted boldly and swiftly in regards to stabilizing the stock market and the credit markets. At the same time, it appears the federal government has acted slowly and apprehensively towards the American people. Seriously? One check that doesn't even cover the majority of rents and mortgages over a 4-month period? You have to know that this amount of money has not been enough. Be honest. Could you have survived 4 months on only $1,200? Money to the people is the fastest way to inject money into the economy. Money to the people is the fastest way to solve the rent crisis, the mortgage crisis, the car loan default crisis, and every other crisis I can think of. If you are worried the people won't spend the money, data has shown that the money was spent by the people. Those that saved, most likely saved out of fear the lockdown would drag out. And guess what? They were right. It did drag out and continues to drag out. If this is truly a worry, create a system that requires people to spend that money in a certain amount of time. Your method for distributing money has caused a major rift between the employed and the unemployed. 5 out of 6 workers received more money to stay at home than to work. This has caused extremely bad feelings for those that have stayed working the entire time. I can't blame the people receiving the money, and for many it was life-sustaining money. However, it was your policies that created this problem. The problem exists, and the bad feelings are real. Furthermore, there has been little talk about helping heroes or essential workers. You, the government, classified them as essential, and my worry is you will now reclassify them as forgotten. I, for one, have been grateful for the CARES Act stimulus. Our payment was received in late May after living off of our savings and our home equity line of credit for March, April, and 3 weeks in May, as my company's income dropped due to the lockdown. However, I can honestly tell you that this money was spent within a matter of days because of owing bills from previous months. If this was my experience from an advantaged position, I can't imagine those in a disadvantaged position and how they have survived this. Keep in mind that behind every statistic and number you quote is a human being, is a mother or a father or a senior citizen or a struggling self-employed person, and the list goes on and on. You are not just deciding the fate of a nation. You are deciding the fate of American citizens. You are deciding the fate of those who are struggling. Our military men and women are spread across the globe to defend those that cannot defend themselves. Here at home, we need government leaders that can financially stabilize those that cannot financially stabilize themselves. I know that under your watch, you want to see the United States thrive. I know that under your watch, you want to see policies put into place that will positively affect the nation for many years to come. I know that under your watch, you want to go down in history as someone who made a difference, a big difference. This is your big difference moment. This is your time to show the American people that you thought of us during our hour of crisis. This is your time to show the voters that they did not make a mistake when they voted for you. This is the time to unite the nation. Do not unite us because you want our votes. Unite us because we are stronger together than we are apart. Senators, as you come back to Washington, I am asking you to consider the people. I am asking you not to lower the income cap to $40,000 a year. I am asking you not to cut off unemployment cold turkey, as millions of Americans would be left with no money to survive. I am asking you to keep the American people at the forefront of the next bill. I acknowledge that you are in a tight position. I acknowledge that you want to be fiscally responsible with taxpayer money. But at the end of the day, it is taxpayer money, and the taxpayers need your help. Please consider what I have shared in this letter. Please consider the people when you build and pass the next stimulus relief bill. Thank you for your time. Stephen Gardner.